Ever since we were young, we've been told the fairy tale that if we just try hard enough and work hard at whatever we choose, we can become whatever we want to be. Find our passion, follow our dreams, all that stuff. Now this is the lie that's holding most of us back from becoming the person that we want to be or doing the work that we want to do. So today I'm going to break it down. Let's get started. Okay, so first off, I wanted to say thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Naim. On this channel, we talk about how to improve yourself in every aspect of your life. Now let's talk about this whole thing of finding your passion. So recently, my son got into playing basketball, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. He's really good. Like he's getting better every single day, and he actually has a shot. And so I said, wow, maybe I found his passion, right? Maybe he's going to be the next Stephen Curry. But then one day I took him to a basketball camp. Now this was a very basic basketball camp, okay? It wasn't even, the AAU or anything crazy. It was just like a basic camp where you go for 2 hours and they teach you some drills and stuff like that. And when I tell you that these other kids there, they were beasts. Okay, they were big, they were fast, they were skilled. I'm talking about these 9 and 10-year-olds. They were bigger than my son. Like literally there was one kid who was taller than my son by a lot and he was skinnier. He was built for basketball. Like he was built better than my son. And I saw that and I said, you know what? Maybe he's not passionate about basketball. Maybe he's passionate about something else. But then after that, maybe a week or two went by. He still kept on practicing. He didn't quit. He didn't say, oh, these guys are better than me. I'm not gonna do it. He kept on pushing himself. And so then one day we ended up going to a park where there were, older kids, teenagers, and there was a basketball court, and he still kept on going. And the thing is that no matter how bad he got beat, no matter how bad he lost, no matter how many times he felt like giving up, he never gave up. And so that made me realize that passion isn't something you have or you don't have. Passion is something that you build. Okay? Passion is something that you develop. Passion is a skill. It's not a trait. Think about when you see somebody who's successful, okay? Let's say, for example, you see somebody who's rich and you think, wow, that guy's so passionate about money. He must love money more than anything in the world. Well, obviously that's not true, because if that was true, he would give money to charity, right? He wouldn't keep it all for himself. Obviously, if you look at someone who's successful, someone who's achieved their goals, you think they're so passionate about it, they must love it more than anything in the world. That's not true, because that person has sacrificed a lot to get to that point. And if you ask them, you'll find out that they probably don't enjoy certain things that they have to do to maintain that lifestyle. For example, let's say you look at someone who's rich, and you're like, oh, that guy's so passionate about money. He must love making money. He must love spending money. No, he doesn't. He loves having money, but he doesn't necessarily love the things that it takes to maintain that lifestyle. When you see an athlete who's successful, you think they're so passionate about sports. No, they love winning. They love the feeling of accomplishment. They love being the best, but they're not necessarily passionate about training every single day. They're not necessarily passionate about eating right. They're not necessarily passionate about not seeing their family. I mean, yeah, they are. But the reason why they are successful is because they did those things that most people don't want to do, and they kept on doing it consistently over and over again until they built themselves into that position. When I used to see people who were successful, I thought that they were so passionate about business. Like they must love working 70, 80 hours a week. They must love not spending time with their families. Oh my God, they must love this stuff. But then one day I realized, no, that's not the case. Those people are successful because they did those things that most people aren't willing to do. But just because they're successful at those things doesn't mean they love it. Okay? Just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean you're good at it. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you're passionate about it. It's two different things. When you look at your own life, if you have a job that you hate and you're stuck in it, you think that's because you're not passionate about your job. No, that's because you haven't built yourself into a position where you can do the work that you love. You haven't built yourself into that lifestyle yet. You haven't paid the price to get to that point. Once you pay the price, then you get to enjoy the benefits of doing the work that you love. But the fact that you haven't done it yet means that you're not willing to pay the price. It doesn't mean that you're not passionate. I had a conversation with my 14-year-old daughter about her schoolwork. She wanted to quit because she said it was boring. And I said, you know what? If you're bored, it's probably because you've already mastered that subject. You're too smart for your own grade. She was like, Dad, are you serious? I said, yeah, think about it. Every single time you pick up a book, you read it, you understand it, you're like, this is boring. Why? Because you already know it. Okay? You're too smart for your own grade. And so the fact that you think it's boring means that you're not passionate about it. But once you get out of that grade level, once you start learning things that are challenging for you, you're going to be so passionate about it, you're going to be so excited to learn that it's going to feel like a game to you. Right now, it's a chore. You're not passionate about it. It's boring. It's mundane. It's repetitive. But when you're learning something new, when you're building something, when you're growing, when you're progressing, when you're becoming, that's when you're passionate about it. That's when it's fun. That's when it's exciting. That's when you feel accomplished. That's when you feel fulfilled. So instead of looking for your passion, build your passion. Build your skills. Become the person that you want to be. And then the passion will come later. The passion will come when you're building, when you're growing, when you're progressing. Now, before we end this video, I wanted to tell you something. Okay, if you liked this video, please smash that thumbs up button. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And then download my free guide called 7 Steps to Self-Improvement. It's helped thousands of people improve their lives. It'll help you figure out where you are, where you want to be, and how to get there. So click the link below. Get into the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.